Hey folks, what's up? This is your host Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here, coming to you with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 14. Yes, I say again, folks, it's week number 14 right now. After this weekend, we've got three more games left in the regular season, and hopefully more teams will make the playoffs after this game today, after this game this weekend. So hopefully, things will get tighter and, and a couple of key matchups coming up this weekend. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go over last week's stats. For week number 13, we were 6-6. Like I said, it was a Thanksgiving weekend. There were a couple of three games that I wasn't able to make picks for. That play was played on Thanksgiving Day. Of course, the traditional Dallas and also Detroit, they always play on Thanksgiving every year for the last, 50 years or whatever. I've seen some of it. Some of them worth watching, some were not. So, and for so far for the season, after 13 weeks, we're 110 wins, 73 losses, and one tie, and we still maintain a 60% winning percentage. So hopefully we'll do better this week. And also, we finally got a good win with our upset picks of the week, so now we're 2-4 in that category. So, without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get this party started, shall we? Like I said, we already had the Thursday night game. Like I said, I wasn't able to make that pick for that one. The Cowboys traveling to Chicago, the Windy City, to take on the Chicago Bears. The Bears! And from what I saw, it seemed like Dallas choke another opportunity to better themselves this season. And they succumbed to Matthew Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. So Chicago got a win in that Thursday night matchup. And right now everybody's getting on Jason Garrett's on head. And of course, Jerry Jones, he got that deep pocket. So right now it's going to probably take more than just these losses to get Jerry to understand that a coaching change is needed in Dallas. And for a lot of folks, it's definitely needed, considering the way the Cowboys have been playing. And so far, after 5 or 6 seasons, it seemed like the Cowboys won't make the Super Bowl with Jason Garrett and with the talent that he had, with Tony Romo at quarterback, and now Dak Prescott. We had Ezekiel Elliott, and I forgot the other guy that won the rushing title. I forgot his name, but he's out of the NFL now, for last I heard. So I think new leadership is needed, but of course, Jerry Jones is the owner, so he don't want to have to make that decision. So, all right. And also, the other big news of the week is that the Carolina Pathetic Panthers fired their embattled coach, Ron Rivera. And like I said, he was the one that took them to the Super Bowl, was it about 2 years ago? And they had a 15-1 record. And like I said, they did pretty good. So I know sometimes things ain't working out the way it should work out, and it's time for a change. So the Carolina Pathetic Panthers did what they needed to do, and they fired Ron Rivera. So let's go ahead and get started, folks, shall we? And speaking of the Carolina Pathetic Panthers, they're playing with their new interim coach. They traveled to Atlanta, the ATL, after the Mercedes-Benz Stadium been cleaned up after, this weekend's SEC, college football championship game between the LSU Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs. And we all know LSU won it. And they rightfully deserve so to win the SEC championship. So, but that's another subject and another day. But anyway, there's another NFC South matchup with the 5-7 Carolina Pathetic Panthers. Like I said, traveling to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to take on the woeful 3-9 Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, Julio Jones is back. Travis Hooper's back to tight end. And hopefully, Matty Ice can right the ship this week, after losing 2 in a row, after winning 2 in a row after the bye week, after going 1-7 in the first half of the season. So right now, the Falcons are just playing for pride right now and try to salvage what's left of the season, since they won't make the playoffs. So hopefully there'll be a motivation for next year, and hopefully they'll get it right this time next year. But going to the game at hand, we're going with the Falcons over the Carolina Pathetic Panthers. All right, our next matchup is a key AFC matchup. We have the 10-2 Baltimore Ravens and that hot quarterback Lamar Jackson traveling to Buffalo to take on the 9-3 Buffalo Bills. They're doing pretty good too as well. And like I said, right now, the way it's looking right now, they're going to probably be a wild card team, because I read this past week that there's so many scenarios that Buffalo needs to have happen for them to even get out of the wild card cellar. So, and right now they still got a matchup with New England in Week 16. New England already beat the Bills, last month, but that's another story. But going back to the game at hand, I think it's going to be a tight game. And I think Lamar Jackson's going to continue with his streak. So we're going with the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills. All right, our next pick, like I said, I think this will be a no-brainer. We got the Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the Rednecks, at 3-9, traveling to the frozen tundra of Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers, who are 9-3. And right now they're behind the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North Division. So this is a key NFC game for them. So Aaron Rodgers, he's still doing pretty good and everything. So we're going to pick the Green Bay Packers over the Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the Rednecks. All right, our next matchup is another key NFC matchup where we have the 10-2 San Francisco 49ers traveling to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome down in New Orleans in Cajun country to take on the 10-2 New Orleans Saints and playoff bound as well, since they've already captured the NFC South Division title last week. So I think that's going to be a close game, neck and neck. And I think whoever wins this game will have control of the NFC, the inside track, to have home field advantage throughout the NFC during the playoffs. So right now, I think I'll take my money and go with Jimmy Garoppolo and Richard Sherman, my frat brother, with the 49ers in a close one over the New Orleans Saints. All right, our next matchup is we have the Indianapolis Colts at 6-6, traveling down the South Florida to take on the 5-7? Yeah, 5-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Succaneers, and Jameis Winston. So like both teams have kind of been up and down this year, especially Indianapolis, especially after Andrew Luck retired before the beginning of the season. And so far, the replacement quarterback so far is doing a good job, keeping the Colts afloat this season. So with that in mind, we're going to pick the Indianapolis Colts over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
It's Simpson's Dollar Day Sales Event, where you can buy a brand new mattress for just $1 a day. $1 a day for a brand new mattress. That's less than a cup of coffee. Times are tougher, so Simpsons made it more affordable than ever to get a great night's sleep. So during our Dollar Day Sales Event, I'll take the $1 a day and your good credit to keep those restless nights away. $1 a day? That's less than the roll of mattresses I go through every 5 minutes. Plus save hundreds on Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, Miralax, and Air Limit Sit Sleep, where just $1 a day keeps those groggy, grumpy mornings away. $1 a day? That's less than a shot of whiskey for Dr. Today every hour. We're even giving away a free set of sheets with every premium purchase and free local delivery. Plus free sheets? I'm turning white as a sheet, cause you're killing me, Larry! Don't miss Simpson's Dollar Day Sales Event. Simpsons will be anywhere advertised price on your mattress is free! Now open in West Covina and Santa Clarita. Flintstones, complete with the vitamins and minerals kids need and the great taste they love.
Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flem Radio and TV.
Get ready.
You know.
Now that's an addiction, man.
Hey folks, welcome back. Well, we're in the midst of the holiday season. Everybody's doing their little shopping. Actually, today is 8 December. Like I said, there's 16 shopping days left until Christmas. So if you're looking for that nice little gift, why don't you check out Big Flem Radio and TV's online store. Like I said, it has Big Flem Radio and TV online theme merchandise. You can purchase for your family members, your loved ones, friends, neighbors, co-workers, stranger, your battle buddy, alien from Mars and from outer space. Won't you check it out? There's some nice items there you can purchase with someone special, for this holiday season. As well as you can check out this podcast as well as 5 other podcast shows dedicated to music, sports, talk, and veterans information and issues. Just check out the website at Big Flem, www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Also, if you want to be a guest picker, prognosticator for this show, as well as the Big Flem Pigskin Picks College Edition, you can shoot us an email at bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv, that's one word, @gmail.com. And put in the subject line, Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL or College Football Edition. Also, you can send us a tweet via Twitter. That's right, folks. We're expanded in the social media realm to Twitter as well. Like I say, you can send those guest prognostications, your critiques, criticisms, music requests, so on and so forth, or you just want to say hi. You can send it at the hashtag @Flem_radio. Again, that's @Flem, FLEM as in Mike, _radio, RADIO. And also, we have a Facebook group page as well as a Facebook page. Why don't you check it out? And you can do the same thing as well there too. And also, we like to post some tidbit information and some stuff that we share from Facebook and so on and so forth. So check it out. Like I say, you won't be disappointed. And also, again, check out that online store, especially if you want to find a nice gift, for your friends, your loved ones, and your family members, your battle buddies, strangers, co-workers, aliens from outer space, and also from Mars. Just check it out, folks. Now let's get back to our Big Flem's Pigskin Pigs NFL edition for week number 14. All right, folks, we're going to continue on. We have the Battle of Ohio. Like I said, why is Ohio different? That's a little Bugs Bunny joke. It's high in the middle and round on both ends. You kind of get it. But anyway, it's the Battle of Ohio, where we have finally the Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles, finally got their first win of the season. I know that's a lot of relief off their shoulders to finally get that first win, so they won't be winless. But they're going up against a struggling fellow NFL team from the other side of the state, actually the north side of the state along Lake Erie, the Cleveland Browns. They're at 5-7. Like I say, they were 7-8-1 last year, and everybody expected bigger and better things this year. But like I said, they had their ups and downs this year, and maybe they couldn't replicate last year's totals. Who knows? We keep our fingers crossed. But we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. And right now, he's kind of frustrated, and he's throwing hints that he might not come back next season. We'll see how that situation plays out. But for now, we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns over the Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles. All right, our next matchup is an NFC North matchup where we have the struggling 3-8-1 Detroit Lions visiting Minneapolis, the home of Prince, to take on the 8-4 Minnesota Vikings, currently first place in the NFC North division. And like I said, this is a key game for Minnesota, because like I said, they can maintain their lead in the NFC North, especially with Green Bay Packers on their heels. So with that being said, we're going to go with Minnesota Vikings over the struggling Detroit Lions. All right, our next matchup is an AFC East matchup where we got the woeful 3-9 Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish, traveling up to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the 4-8 New York Jets. Like I said, Sam Darnold trying to right that ship there in New York. And Le'Veon Bell, like I said, he hadn't heard much from him lately. So I'm hoping that they'll get it right. And I don't know about Ryan Fitzpatrick, if he can right that ship down in Miami. But I guess we're going to go with the Jets over the Miami Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish. All right, our next matchup is another AFC matchup where we have the Denver Broncos at 4-8, traveling to Houston. And I hope they don't have a problem as they take on the 8-4 Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson and company and J.J. Watt. Like I said, because this is also a key game, well, mainly for Houston, especially if they want to maintain that lead in the AFC South. So we're going to go with Houston Texans over the Denver Broncos. Like I say, right now they're working on their second backup quarterback, and since ever since what's his name Manning retired, they done went through 5 or 6 quarterbacks, and right now what's his name Trevor Siemian is the only one that's had a winning record since Peyton Manning retired. That's what it is. It'll come. I knew it'd come to me. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans over the Broncos. All right, our next matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans at 7-5, who is one game behind Houston for the AFC South Division lead. They definitely need this game as well as they play the 6-6 Oakland Raiders, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders, at home at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. So this is a key game for the Tennessee Titans as well. With Ryan Tannehill, after he left from Miami and he backed up Marcus Mariota, hope things get better with him. And with that being said, we're going to go with the Tennessee Titans over the Oakland Raiders, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, we got another matchup here. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers, aka the Rust Buckets, at 7-5. So far, they're hanging in there without Big Ben, and I hope Big Ben Roethlisberger gets better soon as they travel to Phoenix or Glendale, Arizona, to take on the woeful 3-8-1 Arizona Cardinals and their rookie quarterback Kyler Murray. I know he's had some growing pains down there, but he'll get it together. Like I said, but until then, we're going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one, folks. All right, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition for week number 14 here on Big Flem Radio and TV.
Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website. Check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to all my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM_radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also, if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or if you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, one of the shows you're listening to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition, as well as College Football Edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use my prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming. Reflections, Rocking Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
Man, I can't take this heat. It's so very hot. Yeah. Look, why don't we think of cold things? That might help. Okay, strawberry. No. Think cold, Phil. Okay. Soap. No, again, Phil. You know what? Soap is not cold either. Okay, something cold would be good. Yeah. How about hot coal? No, hot coal is hot, right in the name. That's my fault. Yeah. Cold. There's no such thing as cold. Why not? Because there isn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Right now, what? We need a couple of cold filtered Miller Genuine Drafts. Hey, yeah. Wouldn't it be great to crack open one right now and pour it into a cold frosty mug? Oh, yeah. All the while, Momo the Tahitian princess cools you with her solar panels. When just a cold one isn't cold enough, crack open the refreshing taste of cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Solar panels? That's hot. I'm sorry. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool. Miller Brewing Company. We may be working within the walls of your home or business right now. Termites and pests, causing untold damage to your most valuable assets. Protect yourself and the ones you love with eco-friendly termite and pest control solutions from Bug Central. See, not only is Bug Central eco-friendly with green termite and pest control services, but we're also proud to be eco, as in economically friendly too. At Bug Central, we want to know that Southern California's most eco-friendly company in more ways than one. Give us a call for eco-friendly termite and pest control. That's safe for your life. Call 877-BUG-CENTRAL. That's 877-BUG-CENTRAL now for your free estimate and visit www.bugcentralcoupons.com for even more money-saving coupons. Bug Central, eco-friendly in more ways than one. Call 877-BUG-CENTRAL. Eco-friendly with green termite and pest control services. Bug Central. That's 877-BUG-CENTRAL. You know, 48 years ago, when they opened the first In-N-Out Burger in California, they had just a single idea: to make the best-tasting hamburgers they could, with fresh patties of the best beef, sizzling hot and juicy off the grill, and hand-leaf lettuce, plump, ripe tomatoes, cooked to order just the way you want it. They wanted to make every hamburger up fresh to order, exactly the way each customer liked it. Back then, In-N-Out didn't think of using microwaves or heat lamps or frozen french fries or buns with preservatives. So today, you still won't find them here. For a really fresh hamburger, call 1-800-786-1000 for the In-N-Out nearest you. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Alright folks, welcome back. We're almost near the end of our Big Flem Pigskin picks for week number 14 of the NFL season, so let's go ahead and wrap up the last couple of picks that we have here, and then we're going to do our recap. Alright, like I said, we got our Sunday night matchup where we have the Seattle Seahawks at 10-2 traveling down to the Coliseum in Los Angeles to take on the LA Rams at 7-5. Like I said, Russell Wilson, he's doing pretty good this year. And right now, they currently, I think they have the lead, even though they have identical records with the 49ers in the division, but I think Seattle has the tiebreaker as of right now. So this is a key game, divisional game as well, with the Rams. And also the Rams could benefit if they beat the Seahawks and help them in their standings in the wild card race for the playoffs. So, but I'm going to lean with Russell Wilson and experience with the Seahawks over the Rams in this matchup, folks. And then our Monday night game, which kind of looks like a snoozer, but like I said, you know, if you're still with the tradition of Monday Night Football, here's one for you. Like I said, you got the 2-10 horrible New York Giants, aka the Midgets, traveling to Philly, the city of brotherly love, to take on the struggling 5-7 Philadelphia Eagles. And right now, the Eagles is trying to keep pace with the Cowboys. And like I said, they could do that if they get a win over their division mates in the NFC East, the Giants, aka Midgets, and they can tie it up pending their rematch, the Cowboys and the Eagles rematch coming up. So with that being said, we're going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles over the hapless 2-10 New York Giants, aka the Midgets. And Daniel Jones, he's still struggling. Like I say, Eli Manning, he's been riding the bench all year. And like I said, I guess this is his last hurrah. Like I say, hopefully we might see an announcement of him retiring pretty soon or down the line after the holidays. We'll see. That's just my guess. All right, folks, let's go ahead and let's do a recap for week number 14. Like I said, the Thursday night game has already been played, and we already know who won that one. The Chicago Bears, no triumph over the hapless Dallas Cowboys. So, like I said, the Eagles tomorrow night can, regain ground in the NFC East division, which is like the worst division in the NFL. Well, you might as well be second worst to the NFC South, but that's just my opinion. All right, let's go ahead. We got the Atlanta Falcons over the Carolina Pathetic Panthers. We got the Baltimore Ravens over the Buffalo Bills. We have the Green Bay Packers over the hapless Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the Rednecks. We got the San Francisco 49ers over the New Orleans Saints. We got the Indianapolis Colts over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka the Succaneers. We got the LA Chargers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not sure if I mentioned that game, but if I didn't, we picked the LA Chargers over the Jaguars. Both teams are 4-8, and they're really struggling this year. So, and especially Phillip Rivers, and also he still has a consecutive starting streak he wants to maintain too. I think he's the second or third active starting streak in NFL history right now. So he wants to maintain that starting streak. So I wish him the best of luck on that, and I'm also for them to win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs, a key AFC matchup here. Kansas City Chiefs over the New England Patriots, the defending Super Bowl champs. Then we have the Battle of Ohio. We got the Cleveland Browns over the hapless Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles. We got the Minnesota Vikings over the Detroit Lions in a key NFC North matchup. We have the New York Jets over the hapless Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish, in the AFC East. Like I said, whoever is the cellar dweller in that division. And then you got an AFC matchup where we got the Houston Texans over the Denver Broncos. Then we have another key AFC matchup where we got the Tennessee Titans over the Oakland Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. Then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, aka the Rust Buckets, over the Arizona Cardinals. Then we have the Seattle Seahawks over the LA Rams, aka the Sheep. Then our Monday night matchup, we have the Philadelphia Eagles over the hapless New York Giants, aka the Midgets. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this up and tune in again next time for another edition of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Like I said, be careful out there when you're out Christmas shopping. Make sure you keep an eye of your surroundings. Make sure you keep your gifts and your merchandise out of plain sight if you're going to be shopping for a while. If you store them in your vehicles, make sure you keep it out of plain sight. And always be aware of your surroundings, where you are, especially where you're parked at in the parking lot, even if it's well lit. So that's my concern and my advice from yours truly, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Like I said, Big Flem's Pigskin Picks is production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Flem Media. Big Flem Radio and TV do not own the rights to the music clip, which is a property of NFL Properties as well as Fox NFL Sports, and they do not also profit from it. Till then, happy holidays and be blessed, and be a blessing to other people during this holiday season. And also check on folks too as well, family members you haven't heard from in a while, and those friends or co-workers that might need an encouraging word. Go check on them. Check on their well-being, show that you care. All right, until then, see you then. This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here, who is also the producer, director, and writer, and as well as the host of this podcast. Don't forget, check out the online store at Big Flem Radio and TV, as well as the other 5 podcast shows.
Story you'd like to share with us, tell us. All right, beat's coming up. I stopped at a buddy's house this weekend, and when I walked in, he was vacuuming the floor with an old canister vac. He's got the hose in one hand and a hiney in the other. When he turned to look at me, he hit the end of the retractable power cord, pulling it out of the electrical socket. The cord whipped around in the air like a snake. The plug hit him right between the eyes just as he had turned to look at me. He never stopped coming. It knocked him right on his butt. He didn't have the vacuum in hand, but he was still holding his Heineken. Never spilled a drop. My kind of man.
Well, at least he has his priorities in order. If you want to share a story you've heard over Heineken, call 1-800-44-RED-STAR. The machine is always on. Talk to you later. Heineken USA, White Plains, New York.
Who are you?
We're Big Flem Radio and TV.